Welcome back in, y'all. This is the Bluechip Breakdown, and I'm your host, Bull. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Mississippi State's defense. Please do us a very big favor. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, thank you to all the members of this channel. If y'all would like to join and get the exclusive content to the film sessions that we like to do, all you have to do is click on the join button just below this video. You can also support us by clicking on the Cash App QR code, wherever that is on the screen, and donating as little as $1. P and I could really use that right now. We're trying to upgrade some things and, really make this thing go full time, and we need all of your support. So thank you so much in advance. And all the links will be down in the description below. So as we're looking at this right here, which y'all can tell from Mississippi State's defensive numbers, I mean, they're like 100 something in almost every single category. So their defense, I'll just be real with y'all, it's not very good. All right, but we will go through all these numbers. So total offense, Tennessee is ranked number 9. Total defense, Mississippi State is ranked number 127. Scoring offense, Tennessee's ranked number 12. Mississippi State's ranked number 121. As far as the sacks go, Tennessee's actually number 91 in sacks given up per game, 2.25 sacks given up per game. Mississippi State is ranked number 131. That's out of 133 teams. They're not doing a good job of getting to the quarterback. They're averaging 0.78 sacks per game. So this should be, obviously, just looking at this, I mean, Nico should have plenty of time to operate and throw the football down the field. But let's go on to these passing numbers. Tennessee's passing offense is ranked number 61. Mississippi State's passing defense is ranked number 106. Tennessee's rushing offense is ranked number 7, and Mississippi State's rushing defense is ranked number 127. Number 123. Third down, Tennessee's ranked number 28. Mississippi State is ranked number 125. Red zone, Tennessee's ranked number 97, and Mississippi State is ranked number 110. Turnovers, Tennessee's 63, and Mississippi State is number 72. Now let's talk about Mississippi State's key players on defense, starting off with inside linebacker Stone Blanton. He's listed at 6'2", 230 pounds. He is a junior. He's going to be number 7 on their roster. He's leading the team in tackles with 83. He has half a sack, 3 pass breakups, 2 forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery. So he's all over the field. He's the heart and soul of this defense. He does a good job, I think, of just kind of seeing where the players are going and trying to get there. I like the way that he sifts through traffic. I think that he gets into his run fits well. He's not a big thumper, but he does make sound fundamental tackles. And he looks pretty solid playing out in coverage. But, I mean, honestly speaking, really none of the players that we're going to be talking about today are going to pose much of a threat to what Tennessee likes to do on offense. They're just not good enough athletes. That's just what it all boils down to. But he does, he does his best to try to go out there and make some plays. Now let's go on to the next player, Isaac Smith. He is a safety listed at 6 feet tall, 205 pounds. He's a sophomore. He's number 2 on their roster, and he's the second leading tackler for Mississippi State with 81. He has 2 pass breakups and 1 forced fumble. So I really like him. I would say the most out of all their players. To me, he has the most upside for an NFL talent playing at safety, and that's mostly going to be with his run support. He looks really good, almost like a linebacker, man. If he could gain 20 or 30 pounds, I think that he could be an NFL linebacker because he does a beautiful job getting into his run fits and kind of, beating the blockers with speed, even with power. Sometimes he makes really sound fundamental tackles. Sometimes he will thump you. Does not look great in pass coverage. All right, he just looks very mediocre in that aspect. So I think that Tennessee can target him with our tight ends, target him with our wide receivers, whoever he ends up getting matched up with. That should be a mismatch in Tennessee's favor. Let's come on down to the next player, Nick Mitchell. He's another inside linebacker listed at 6'2", 230 pounds. He is a junior, and he's number 40. He has 57 tackles on the season, 2 pass breakups, and 1 interception. So he maybe is even more of the prototype Mike linebacker because he really can't play very well in space, okay? And I hate to kind of pick on these kids, but, I mean, he's really slow. He's a bigger guy. He can kind of get downhill. He's very, very patient. I would say maybe overly patient sometimes with getting into his run fits. I think the Tennessee should be able to run the football down Mississippi State's throat. But, yeah, I mean, he's a pretty solid player. He's opportunistic. He will make plays every now and then. So not a whole lot for us to be worried about right there. Let's go on to the next player, Brylan Lanier. Now, he's going to be a safety / cornerback. He's listed at 6'1", 190 pounds. He is a junior. He's number 3, and he has 44 tackles and 1 interception. So he can line up on the outside. He can line up as more like a slot nickel player or star, as we like to call it. But he can also play safety. I think that he does a nice job coming down and kind of, getting into his run fits. Does a good job of tracking where plays are going. He's not the best in pass coverage. I've, seen him get beat deep. I've seen him get beat with double moves. I've seen him get beat with simple outs and slants and all that type of stuff. So there's a whole lot of liabilities here with players that just aren't the best in coverage. So again, I think Tennessee should be able to do pretty much whatever we want to do versus this defense. But let's come on down to the final player that we'll be talking about today, Brandon Jennings. He's going to be an outside linebacker, 6'3", 240 pounds. He's a junior. He's number 44. He's going to be more of that edge rusher guy. He has 41 tackles, 1.5 sacks, actually leading the team in sacks with 1.5, and 2 pass breakups. So he's a guy that doesn't have a whole lot of twitch. I can tell you that right now. He's not the twitchiest player by any means, but, he plays with a high motor. He's going to keep on fighting and fighting and fighting. And every now and then he stumbles into some sacks. I think he does a pretty nice job in run support, trying to set edges. He doesn't do a great job with that either. It's just, again, I know that I keep on kind of touching on this. There is not a whole lot of talent on this defense from top to bottom. So I think that Tennessee should be just fine. All right, y'all, we won't be wasting our time looking at Pro Football Focus today because Mississippi State only has 7 sacks on the season, like we talked about. One of the worst pass rushes in all of FBS. But I will tell you what I saw just from watching film on them very, very briefly because there's not a whole lot to touch on here either. Kind of starting off with their fronts, right? They like to run a 3-3-5. We've seen a whole lot of that this season. But they'll also mix that up and run more of a 4-man front within their nickel base. So that's going to be a little bit different. They can have some versatility there. But, their guys, their linemen up front, I mean, there's not one of them that I saw that flashed to me, like not even for a freaking second. I think that we can push them around. We should be able to. Everyone else has. This is a game that Tennessee should be able to run the football for 280 plus. Whether that's just with our running backs. I think Nico needs to use his legs some, especially we got Georgia coming up. And Georgia hasn't looked good with mobile quarterbacks. That's going to be, I think, an important part of this game. We need to showcase Nico's legs as much as we possibly can. But, outside of that, I think that looking at Mississippi State's linebackers, they're very slow to kind of get in on plays, on tackles. They're very, very patient. We talked about this with Bama. That, man, their linebackers are almost overly patient or patient to a fault. Seeing the same thing with Mississippi State, but the talent difference between those two teams, it's not even close. So, again, man, running the football should be there all day long. But even if you look at their linebackers and pass coverage, they look really bad there. Our tight ends should have a field day. I don't know what the, over-unders are, but if you want to put some money on this game, I know it's not Thursday yet, but, dude, our tight end should have a field day in this game. Same thing could probably be said about our wide receivers. Who's it going to be? I don't know. It should be plenty of people because Mississippi State secondary isn't good either. They play a lot of zone. We'll see some deeper zones with cover 3, cover 4. So Nico's going to have to take what they give him, but we'll also see some more cover 2. So we'll have the opportunities to throw the football down the field, and he can really showcase his arm. The middle of the field should be open. Outside, the numbers and all that type of stuff should be open too. And I do kind of feel like Nico's really getting into his groove. This is a game that Nico, man, he might be able to throw for, I'm just going to say 450. He should be somewhere in that range. Our offensive line, like we kind of touched on, should have all day. They should do a great job in pass pro, blocking the front that really doesn't get a whole lot of pressure, even though they will blitz and run all those stunts and stuff. This should just be one of those games at Tennessee, hey, do we need to work on some stuff with our offense? Or, are there some guys that we want to try to get going? It's going to be one of those games, man. Tennessee should put up a whole lot of yards. We should look really good doing it. Everything should be crisp, okay, all that type of stuff. But that's pretty much it, man. I think Tennessee we should be able to put up about 50 points if everything goes well with our defense in this game. But those are my thoughts. Please let me know yours down in the comments section. And as always, thank you for sticking all the way to the end. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Share with your friends, family, and other volunteer fans. We'll see y'all on the next one. Thanks. Peace.